Hi Libra, welcome to your general reading for April 6th through the 12th of 2020. Hope you guys are doing great today. So remember, these are always general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and try to make it fit. Energies could always be flip-flopped, and you do always want to check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus for the most complete message. So guys, I did load a pretty long video yesterday about the full moon energy coming up on Tuesday. So I'm not really going to talk astrology at the beginning of this, other than to say what some good days and bad days are. And I want to tell you something. Outside of Wednesday's the only day that's going to be a little stressful because your ruler is going to be making a stressful aspect with some other planets. It's going to be a very active period, but try not to be very impulsive or clashy with people on Wednesday. I'm not that worried about it because you have so many other really good things going on, because at the same time you also have the moon in your own sign on Wednesday. So that's time to show initiative, start something new, try out a new look, really let your personality shine. You have pretty much every day a lot happening here as far as Mars goes. I mean, you're just going to feel a lot of fire in your belly to move things forward. We got Mars, we got the sun, we got Venus every single day of the week, all the way from beginning to end. So I really, really like it. Now, what I do like though is also, you have a lot of good stuff going on with love, right? Because your ruling planet is forming a really nice aspect with your love planets. So that just represents an opportunity to bring harmony, especially on Wednesday and Friday. So best day, I'd have to say, you're going to be experiencing the most movement, so to speak. Even though it's going to be a little stressful, there's going to be so much popping on Wednesday. There really is. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be really important days for you, I feel like. Yeah, definitely. And then on the 9th and 10th, which is Thursday and Friday, what I like about those days is that the moon is going to be in your personal finance sector. So unless something would show up as being stressful, which I am not seeing on those 2 days, I'm not. This is a really good time to take care of money matters, existing relationships, or it's a great time for those of you who might want to meet somebody, maybe online, right? Really good energy to do that this week for sure, Thursday and Friday. So good time to get your money together, great time to apply for a job, really positive energy there. So again, Wednesday's the only kind of like where there's going to be stress, but there's so much positive mixed in with it. So, you know, it is what it is. Not that everybody's not going through a stressful time, but the energies are going to be very supportive of you, which is really what we look at, right? Okay, you belong to paradise. Yes, Virgo. Look at this. You know what this means? That you are so, honestly, we're all worth having what we really want in our life. That's so silly to say otherwise, but this is like you are really set to, in your life, make some really profound decisions that's absolutely going to be bringing you onto the path that you're meant to be on. Despite this coronavirus stuff, despite the quarantine, none of that, like this trumps all of that. And this is bringing you onto a path, honestly, that you are meant to seriously be on. And you're meant to be, you know, listen, come on now. You know, you're Libra. You're ruled by Venus, for goodness sake. Paradise, what does that mean? It's going to mean something very it's subjective, right? It's going to mean something very different for all of you. But whatever it means for you, healthy relationship, having that job, having both of those things, it's about being in a space of fairness. I can't put it any other way. I don't even want to say happiness. I want to say that you're going to be in a space where you feel like balanced, because I feel a lot of you have not felt that. And that's really going to be just showing up for you guys. Really, whatever is happening though this week, some sort of seeds being planted this week if you're keeping yourself open to it. Now, it's the only day that I'm seeing that where there's opportunity going on is Friday. Your ruling planet is forming a really good aspect with other planets where an opportunity period is going to be beginning for you, right? So you have to just keep your eyes and your mind very open and don't let things slip away from you. It's a use it or lose it kind of energy. So if you hear from somebody that you haven't heard from in a long time, if you have this epiphany or this idea hit you out of nowhere, maybe you heard something on TV or you saw something on the internet that's inciting this new change in you, pay attention to it. Is something synchronistic about it? There's something very synchronistic about it. Something is definitely going to be cracking open for you. Well, being planted anyway. So we're doing a past, present, challenge, and future. I'm going to be interpreting these for job and relationship, and then I'm going to be doing a separate relationship read. Hope you guys are hanging in there, doing okay. All right, so the energy coming into this Ace of Cups in the reverse, there was not a new beginning. It was like you had, some of you may have like gotten hired for a job and then all of a sudden quarantine kicked in and you couldn't start it. That could be connected for some of you. This could be where some of you maybe lost your job and you were not given the opportunity to work in another capacity, meaning like at home. Like a lot of people have the ability to take whatever it was that they were doing and adapt it to like a home situation, and you not being able to do that. So they're not being this new beginning. If it has to do with career, if it has to do with relationship, no new beginning in a relationship. So this could simply be, though, you just not meeting anybody, at this point. Doesn't necessarily even have to be specifically with somebody, right? You kind of being in the space of like a dry spell maybe in your relationship if you guys are single. So then we have the Page of Coins. So the Page of Coins is a new cycle, and it has to do with obviously money, but it also has to do with mental, emotional, and physical connection is another understanding of the coin energy, right? So whenever we have Page, you want to understand that it's cyclical, okay? So it's this new cycle that you're entering. So something was not beginning for you here. So the job ended, something ended here, right? If we're talking about career, and now you then had to enter into a new cycle, a new way of doing money, a new way of doing connection, okay? And then we have the Eight of Coins in reverse, yeah. So, the Eight of Coins energy is the kind of energy you would think about, like if you're saving for a house, a vacation, an engagement ring, some sort of large ticket item, just really trying to get your ducks in a row for your life, right? It's that energy where, you're already sort of established in a career, but you haven't really arrived, but you're working towards it. That's the Eight of Coins in the upright, but in the reverse, it's like that was halted and you were not able to move forward in that, right? Because it's a Sun and Virgo energy. So when we have the Sun reverse, it's a Leo energy. So that's about lack of movement forward, right? Because it's a wand energy, right? Because it's a Leo energy. So it's a lack of movement forward. It's you having to deal with somebody's ego that ran out of balance for sure, and there not being this forward movement because Virgo's ruled by Mercury, right? And Mercury is about communication in a way that's going to end up moving things forward. So the coins being the pentacle, it's you just not getting the money in because of this other difficult energy that you were dealing with, this lack of movement forward, and now you're in a position recently where money was an issue. It's like something was like stopped in its tracks. That's the energy that I get here. And you're needing to figure out a new way of doing things. Absolutely. Now, for those of you in relationship, this could be that you were not with somebody and then you met somebody and they turned out to be very unsupportive. Okay. Now we have in the situation right now, we have the Four of Wands reversed, and the Four of Wands in the upright is the engagement card. This is like celebration because of a solid foundation kind of thing. So this is just telling me that you're not feeling very secure in your foundation right now. And then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So I like this better in the reverse, to be honest with you, because this tells me that something is showing up. Something is being unraveled here for you, Libra. But anyway, the Nine of Swords energy, it really is this 3 a.m. anxiety, depression, ruminating thoughts. What am I going to do? How is that going to work out? How am I going to make this okay? You know, those ruminating thoughts, because you feel very weak foundation here for sure. And then we have the Seven of Swords energy, which is the card of thievery, but I actually like this a lot better in the reverse, because this is a moon in Aquarius energy. So whenever we have the moon, the moon rules that what we do in private, right? It rules our deep, who we are deep inside. And Aquarius is about different. It's doing something different. So typically when we get this card, because it's the card of thievery, it's, you know, I always understand it as to be somebody wearing a mask. It doesn't have to be somebody. It could be a person, a situation, not being what or who it initially presented itself as, or they initially presented themselves as. Okay, so their mask is falling off. The reality of a situation is coming to light. And because the reality of a situation is coming to light, I feel like just the knowing part of it is actually going to help start releasing the level of anxiety, releasing the depression. Okay? That's what I feel like is going to be happening here. This is a very heavy career read for me, I have to tell you. I am going to just quickly, sweep it back to relationship. The Four of Wands energy, when it comes to relationship, indicates that this relationship is not on a very firm foundation. And because of that, it's creating a lot of anxiety in you, and you're actually seeing this person for who they really are right now. Right? The mask is falling off. In the fear position, we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Strength card reversed. And then we have the Queen of Wands reversed. So absolute confusion. Seven of Cups. But it's a specific type of confusion, because you don't know what's going on. You don't have that crystal ball. You can't see what's on the other side of all of this. This is Venus and Scorpio. This is in your fear position. You know that a lot of change is happening, but you can't see what's on the other side of this transformation, and it's scaring you. It's really scaring you. Whether that has to do with a job or a relationship, it doesn't matter. There's change. There's big change going on here, and you can't see what's on the other side. Whenever we have the Strength card reversed, this is a Leo energy. This is about ego going way out of control, and you're scared of this. So I feel like you fear dealing with somebody's ego out of control. You fearing... it's always fear anyway in the reverse, but very often it shows up as an unhealthy ego. Okay? But it's based in fear. It's based in fear. So fear is in your fear position. Fear is in your fear position. It's almost like a paralyzing kind of fear, dare I say, right? It really is quite strong, getting it quite strong. And then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse as your fear. So the Queen of Wands is a Pisces and Aries energy. So this is you being afraid that you're not going to be able to move forward towards your dreams, towards what you really, really want. There's not going to be that forward movement, and that's what you're scared of. So, this could have to do with, you can apply that to relationship or career equally so, quite honestly. And then we have here in the outcome, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh boy. So we have the Nine of Wands. That's upright. So the Nine of Wands is a moon in Sagittarius energy. So this is you going deep. You're digging deep. You're digging deep inside of yourself to figure out what it is that really speaks to your integrity, what you need to do to move forward in a healthy way. But this is the thing, you're doing all of this processing knowing that you've been through so much and you're tired, man. There's a tiredness about the Nine of Wands. They're just, look at him, right? Look how he's like down. He's tired, man. He's been through the battle, but he still has some fire in his belly left. There's still some fire in his belly left to move forward in something. And we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. The wands were put down already. This is done already. The Ten of Wands is it's always the end of a cycle, and it's a minor arcana, guys. So it's cyclical. So obviously some sort of cycle's been over, right? But the Ten of Wands energy is a Saturn and Sagittarius energy. So Saturn, that great taskmaster, that's where karma lives. That's where resistance is, right? There's this level of resistance. And then we have Sagittarius, which is all about wanting to move forward with integrity. So we have this resistance, this wanting to move forward. It's a very frustrating kind of energy, and it's always from feeling completely overwhelmed. It can be from physical overwhelming, mental overwhelming, just something becoming too much, and you had to put the wands down. So because this is the outcome energy, I'm getting that something ended, and this ended already, right? But this really needed to end. It's the way it was. There's no question. There's no question, right? It just became too much. And it wasn't going to be bringing you into that space that you really want for yourself. It just wasn't bringing you what you needed. And then we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Now, this is a Jupiter and Gemini energy. So even though it's like a self-imprisonment vibe, in the reverse, this is you really not being able to communicate or figure out what it is that you want to move yourself forward. There's a lot of confusion here. Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and it's about communicating in the truth of a situation and being able to move something forward, and you just not being able to figure this out. You're not being able to figure it out. But if you do stay in this situation, though, we have a number of cards that indicate it's not going to bring you to that place that you really, really want. And remember, you belong in paradise here. That is what this energy means, paradisical. That's what this means. So whatever you've been dealing with, Libra, if you're resonating with this, this is a very specific message, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. But if this has to do with a job, you were not meant to continue doing whatever job it was. So if you were in a position and then, the quarantine hit and you had to close down your business, you got furloughed, whatever it is, now is a situation where it's like, this is like literally the universe saying you don't belong in that space anyway. You need to rethink things. If you go back there, you're going to end up staying there, and it's not ultimately where you're meant to be. It's time to shift your path. If it has to do with that relationship, this is really shaking things up and saying you don't belong on that path with that person. You belong somewhere else. Wherever you are, you belong somewhere else. Yeah. All right. Let's do a Celtic cross spread for love for those of you who are open to it. Queen of Cups, Two of Coins, Nine of Wands, High Priestess, Strength reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords, Temperance. So Strength reverse, again, this is dealing with an ego out of control, feeling a lot of fear in a relationship, not feeling comfortable. A lot of stagnation in the relationship as well, because this is a Leo energy, and it's a wand energy. So whenever we have a wand energy in reverse, there's always this kind of stagnation here, right? And there not being this illumination to the relationship as well. How can I put it differently? Where I do feel like if you're going to resonate with this, your relationship has experienced a dark period, like the opposite of the sun, okay? Now, the current situation is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a very positive energy. It's a Gemini and Cancer energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini or Cancer. It's a Gemini Cancer energy that's crossed with the Two of Coins, okay? So, again, Queen of Cups being a Gemini and Cancer energy, this is about the situation right now. Lots of communication needing to go on. Cancer represents safety. It represents home. It's that fourth house energy. So we have the third and fourth house energy here, right, as the foundation. So we're talking about, some sort of communicating, what's going to happen, on the domestic front, whatever, anything like that. But it is really wanting to communicate things in a way where things are going to be able to move forward. This relationship is going to be able to move forward into that metaphorical home space. Could be literal, but not everybody's going to be living together. Right, so that is the situation, but then that's crossed by the Two of Coins energy. Whenever we have a two energy, there's always a pause. There's always a pause, right? So this is Jupiter and Capricorn energy, and you're really trying to figure out, okay, what path, if I stay on, which path is going to bring me what I really, really want? What's going to speak to my integrity? What's going to speak to my luck and expansion? Is staying in this relationship the right thing for me? Or is leaving it the right thing for me? Is being in this relationship or going into that relationship better for me? Is being single better for me, or is getting into that relationship better? Because for many of you guys, keeping it real, if you're not in a relationship right now, what I'm getting is that you're single because you're scared, because you have dealt with unhealthy personalities up to this point, and you don't want to deal. You just don't. But then this tells me, if you're single, you're meeting somebody, but you being in the space of, I don't know, do I really want this connection, or do I want to stay single? It says, do I do this connection, or do I do that connection, kinds of thing. Okay, that's the energy. So apply it however you see fit. Now then we have the Nine of Wands energy as the crowning energy. This is a moon in Sagittarius. So again, moon in Sag is deep, I feel. Right? This is about I feel, and Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity, ruled by Jupiter. Again, we had this in the previous spread, but this is about, all right, I've really been through so much, but I have fire in my belly. I really want to, I'm ready to, I want to give this a go. I really want to give this a go. And then as the foundation, we have the High Priestess, which is the moon energy. This is literally connected to the moon. This is about intuition, but it's the kind of intuition where you're going deep, you're digging deep. You just are, Libra. This is about really getting in touch with what you really, really feel in your gut that's the right thing for you. Not because somebody's good looking, not because somebody has money, not because there's nobody else happening right now, not because of any of those other reasons. Like in your gut, you're really getting front and center with what you want out of a relationship. Really, what do you want? Can't hide from it anymore. That's the thing. With the energy that we're going through right now, we can't hide from ourselves anymore. We just can't. Now, representing you right now is the seven of Cups. Ooh, this is just popping up left, right, and center for people. Yeah, lots of confusion going on. Listen, this is a Venus and Scorpio energy. Scorpio is all about transformation. Venus obviously is about love. It's about self-esteem. It is a connection to money as well. But Scorpio being about transformation. You know that there's change going on. But you can't see what's on the other side of it. And it's making you feel pretty uncomfortable. It just is. It just is. You feel the changes going on in your relationship. You know that. There's no question, but you're in this space of saying, okay, I have no idea. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. That's literally like, I feel the change, but I don't know how I feel about it. And then we have the Knight of Cups representing an external energy. So we could say that this is the energy that you're dealing with, whoever the person is. And this is actually really a very lovely energy, the Knight of Cups, right? I mean, it just is. It's an Aquarius and Pisces energy. This is somebody coming in and saying, okay, look, maybe I haven't been so fabulous up to now, but I really want to do things differently. Aquarius says, how have we been doing things now? Let's do things out of the box. Let's do things differently. Pisces being ruled by Neptune in that 12th house, it's like, all right, let's dream, So let's do something different to work towards our dreams, to really make this happen. This is an external energy to you. Now, I do want to take this moment to also add and remind you guys, the energies can always be flip-flop. So maybe you're the one who's offering and they're the ones who are more confused, however it goes, right? It's the energy that's being offered in the reading. The fear here is the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you're afraid of somebody being shady, somebody not full, lying through omission. You're just afraid of like bad communication, somebody just not being really straight up, right? Afraid of lying. You're afraid of somebody just being like a straight up liar, right? It's kind of like, Right, but the outcome energy here is temperance. And I really like this energy because this is so fair. Temperance is a Sagittarius energy. And Sagittarius is about a lot of things. It's about moving forward with integrity, but it's also about the travelers of the zodiac. They're also about, they are the most moral sign, right? Like Sagittarius rules like religion and belief systems and all of that, right? So the temperance is about, all right, you need to listen to what I need. I'm going to listen to what you need. And then we need to figure out what the relationship needs, individual of us. Like, what do we need to do as a couple? And you really digging your heels into like what's right and wrong, you know, really according to your moral code, your moral compass. And you kind of drawing a line in the sand. You're drawing a line in the sand. But then we have the outcome energy is the Four of Wands, and it's in reverse. So, you know, the Four of Wands in reverse is Venus and Aries in reverse. They're not being this fresh perspective in this new cycle moving forward. So what I'm getting here, Libra, is that somebody's not able to show up in a really how do I want to say this? I'm not even going to say in the way that feels right to you. They can't maintain integrity if somebody gave them $1 billion. Just, well, that's an exaggeration, but somebody can't get out of their own way. You're dealing with somebody who cannot get out of their own way. Like they have these baby epiphanies where they're like, I'm going to do things different. Things are going to be different. And then they just can't seem to have the follow through. They can't seem to have the follow through. And you're always left there saying, but I had hope, right? Because, I mean, that is something about you guys, right? You guys are just about, you really are a pretty forgiving sign, right? I mean, you're among the more forgiving signs. And this, but you don't have a very strong threshold for lack of fairness. You will put up with a lot of unfairness, but it eats at you until you can't take it anymore. And I'm getting that you're dealing with an energy. And again, I have to say, you might be the one who is maybe not being very authentic, okay? But I am feeling that it's the person that you're dealing with, somebody who the Libra energy is dealing with. Yeah. So Four of Wands, I mean, it's like you guys have the conversation, okay, let's do things ABC differently, and them just not being able to do it. So let's see what goes on from that. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise epiphany, upheaval, transformation, self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, doing shadow work, self-appreciation. Then we have palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Something's ending. You're healing yourself, and then you're ending up in a space that is just so much more authentic to your integrity. I mean, that's what I have here, my friend. So I think this is a really good reading. It doesn't sound like it's without pain, but it's positive at the other side of it. Because what? You belong where? In paradise. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very in alignment with that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe. If you like my energy, please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.